Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Stuart, Victor Echo 9, Charlie Foxtrot. I have to wear a hat because I had a haircut, and it's too cold to walk around with my bald head. All right, what are we going to talk about today on our walk from the house to the shack? We'll find out after this. Hey everyone, once again, welcome back to the channel. I'm Stuart, Victor Echo 9, Charlie Foxtrot. Got my morning coffee. We're making our way from the house to the shack. And I got a chance to review some of my comments on some previous videos. And I want to talk about one comment in particular from an individual. I can't remember who it was now. Some leaf guy or something like that, I think it was. Anyway, he made a comment about my DX pileup and saying, I wonder if all the ham radio operators dealing with the emergency communications during the hurricane had to deal with DX pileups or something like that. So I wanted to address my purpose for amateur radio. It was a good segue into that. It was the kicker, the straw that broke the camel's back. Maybe not so bad that way. Anyway, unlike my friend Dom NC4XL, who talks about POTA and you could insert worldwide flora and fauna and other programs, using it as a tool to practice emergency communications by putting up field expedient antennas and getting out and working off battery power and all that other stuff. And don't get me wrong, I am not knocking that. If that is your purpose for doing POTA, all the power to you. My hat off to you if I can take my hat off, because I'm one hand's holding the coffee, one hand's holding the camera. Simulate me taking off my hat. Hats off to you guys. I did enough of that in the Army. Trust me, I put up enough field expedient antennas and practice emergency style communications on HF and VHF during my military career. I did more field and expedient antennas, more battery powered setups in my short military career than some of you POTA activators will do in your entire POTA activation lifespan. Put it this way, I was doing several a day to several a week to several a month, depending on where we were at and what we were doing, and even did it with the United Nations in the Middle East. Trust me, I've got the t-shirt and I won the award, okay? I don't look at ham radio that way. I don't use ham radio for emergency communications at all. I leave that to professionals. Not saying that there's good ham radio operators that know how to do emergency communications, but I would just prefer to have my communications handled by professionals since I was a professional radio operator, okay? That's just me. Not saying I'm right or wrong. That's just me. How I view POTA, worldwide flora and fauna, contesting, portable operations, whatever you want to call it. I look at it for the radio sport side of it. That's why I have all the pileups. That's why I call CQ the way I do. That's why I do what I do when I'm doing POTA, worldwide flora and fauna. It's not, for me, it's not for emergency communications. That is so far from my thought process, because it doesn't take much to put an antenna in the field and set up a battery and hook up a radio. It's real simple because I've done it so many times. I'm in it for the DXing. I'm in it for the radio sport. And that's why, Mr. Leaf, I look at the pileups. You may look at it and say, oh, how does that help those that did the hurricane communications? Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's simple. It doesn't. The hurricane emergency responders didn't have to deal with that. Very simple, okay? I'm not arguing that with you, but everybody doesn't have to conform to your way of thinking. That's the beautiful part of the hobby. I don't force CW guys to do FT8. I don't force rag chewers to do DXing. I don't force the casual POTA operator to operate their POTA activations like mine. Everybody can do it the way they want. And if you don't like that and you want to be a keyboard warrior, my friend, keep doing what you're doing because you're right on the right path. But people don't care about people. Some people will care about your opinion, but some people won't care. And I'm one of the ones that doesn't care what you think. I listen, and if I'm wrong, then I learn from that. But just because you don't like the way others operate their POTA or worldwide flora and fauna or whatever they do, doesn't make your way right. I'm Stuart, Victor Echo 9, Charlie Foxtrot. Hope you like my videos. We're gonna go into the garage here. It's getting a little chilly. We'll see you in the next video, whatever that will be. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You can do that right there. See you later.